Okay, here's our next one we're going to look at. We've got our f of x being the square root of x plus 5 and our g of x being the square root of x plus 5. So they're exactly the same. And we're going to look at our product. So we want to be able to look at our product here and see the domain, because this is really where the domains are going to be kind of funky, is on the products and quotients. So on this one, if we think about our domain on f of x, when we have our square root here, we need what's underneath to be positive. So I need this to be greater than or equal to 0. So what that tells me is my x needs to be greater than or equal to -5. So the domain for f of x, and in fact the domain for g of x as well, is going to be from -5, there we go, -5, to infinity. And this one is also going to have our domain from -5 to infinity. When we start looking at this product here, if we take our f of x times our g of x, as we're requested to do up here, f times g of x, so f of x times g of x, that means we're going to take our square root of x plus 5 times our square root of x plus 5, multiplying the two things together. Well, they're both square roots, and in fact, they are also identical, so this is really the same thing as our square root of x plus 5 being squared. Well, then the square root and the square cancels out, so what we actually have here, when we multiply our f times our g, this simplifies down to be just x plus 5. Which we would expect this. If I looked at just this piece, this would have a domain of all real numbers. However, since it came from a restricted domain, we did operations on these to get here, it's still coming from this world. This is where it started. This is like where it launched from. So it's still a part of that world. So the domain of this function is going to be the same that it started with. So since this is made from other functions, it still has to come from other function land. It has to come from f of x land, so it's only going to exist from -5 to infinity, because that's where it was kind of born. So while we could take this function all the way out to -infinity, we're not going to get there because we know its domain has to be within this. So when we're looking at domain and range, things get a little bit tricksy, so we just got to be super duper careful. And I will see you in the next video for more practice with these.